What most people didn't know a year ago is that showing up on social media every day, doing a series on YouTube, that was the one of the most challenging times of my life. And I actually had just been faced with two potential lawsuits that if I went on social media, if I posted, if I did videos, if I talked about myself, what I did, if I shared any stories, if I opened my mouth publicly on the internet, that I would be sued. It wasn't easy to show up, but here's what I did in advance of showing up, and I want to offer this to you today. In advance of showing up on social media, in advance of being able to communicate your message clearly, you have to get real with yourself. How many of you have ever had a come to Jesus talk with yourself? How many of you have ever got with yourself and said, we got to look in the mirror, we got to have a big girl moment, and we got to make some decisions? That's what I had to do a year ago. I took myself out into our field. This is when we were living in Colorado, my favorite field, next to my favorite tree, next to the ditch. This is where my grandma would always meet me. And I asked myself what I was afraid of. You have to know what you're afraid of. Because the only reason you aren't being bigger and being bolder, the only reason you aren't richer, the only reason you aren't, this is the term we use at our house, in the total world domination mode is because you're afraid of something. And when I sat in that field, I identified what I was afraid of. What I can tell you and what you already know, because you all have lots of life experience, the fear does not go away. The fear is a companion through life. It is a companion as we grow our business. It's a companion as we do new things, but it just gets taken out of the driver's seat, put it in the passenger seat, put it in the back seat. If you can, stick that SOB in the trunk, and you've got to get into the driver's seat of your own life. So I want you to identify what you're afraid of.